Hello there, welcome back to Beauty Bee and to my monthly haul video for April of 2022. Now I usually call this like my beauty budget update, but I don't feel like totaling what I purchased this month. And there's a few different reasons for that. One is that I cashed in quite a few reward points for some gift cards to Ulta and Sephora, and I mean that's like $100 worth of merchandise. So I don't want to work through how or if to count that. Also, I'm pretty sure that I accounted for the spending on some of these items in my last video, and I don't want to go back and watch that to figure out which ones it was. So let's just get into it, shall we? As you could probably tell from the intro and from every other haul video I've ever done, there is plenty in my little box. So let's get into it. Let's start with an order that I definitely talked about in my last monthly haul, but it had not yet arrived. And that was from the Balm. The Balm was running a 50% off the entire site sale event. So I picked up 3 items that I'd been wanting for quite a while. The first one is a mini of Mary Lou, and I love this. I have been using the heck out of this. I think I've had this package for about 3 weeks. I was looking at my tally sheet, and I think I've used this like 15 times. So I've used it like 2/3 of the time. So I've used it 2/3 of the days that I've owned it, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful highlight. It is a little bit darker than my skin, but I don't find that it gives that weird cast the way, say, Essence Pure Nude did, where it just looked wrong on my skin. This is a blingy highlight without being obnoxious. It's not glittery. I have so many good things to say about this, but this isn't just a raving about Mary Luminizer video. We have like an entire bin of other things to get through, so I will leave it at that for today, but I'm sure we'll be revisiting and having a rave about Mary Luminizer session sometime in the future, so something to look forward to. The next product is one that I have wanted for ages, and then I had kind of forgotten about it, and then maybe last year, or maybe even at the end of 2020, I saw Makeup with Lainey panning a travel size or a deluxe sample of one of these powders, and my interest was rekindled. This is the Auto Balm Girl Powder Cheek Palette. So there are 4 shades in here. We have 5th Avenue, Bleecker Street, Bourbon Street, and then Houston Street. I know it looks like Houston. I'm like 98% sure it's Houston though, because I think it's the street in New York rather than, you know, the city in Texas. But here's what this looks like. I think that if I could go back, I probably wouldn't purchase this just because this highlight is kind of deep for me. This is certainly not a standard highlight. It's more a shade that I can mix in with the other blushes and then the bronzer, and just, I don't know. I didn't need as many face products as I purchased, and I wish I'd cut back a little bit. And I like the other 2 items that I got so much that this would be the one that I would skip. So speaking of that 3rd item that I got, I picked up the Bombina Palette, which is like in the Balm of Your Hand volume 3 maybe. It is a set of existing products from a few different lines. So in this case we have Wool Powder, which is their blush palette, the Balm and the Beautiful, one of their, well, 2 eyeshadow palettes that are under the Balm and the Beautiful line. This Let's Bolt highlight, which I'd actually talked about wanting to try when it showed up in some people's Ipsy bags. Bronzilla, It's a Date, which is a blush, and then Mail Order, which I still can't figure out if mail order, it says that it's an eyeshadow palette, but I always thought that it was an eye and face palette. Maybe it's just a very eye and face palette looking color scheme, but here's what the inside of this palette looks like. I've actually gotten some decent use out of this so far. These 4 shades are labeled as eyeshadows. These are blushes or shadow, highlight, bronzer. The bronzer works quite well for me. I was a little bit worried about that. This highlight is definitely, you know, it's definitely a statement. It is clearly much deeper than my skin tone, but I can kind of make it work. And it's just so pretty and so fun that I wanted to try it. And I've tried the eyeshadows. The quality on them is lovely. I don't know why they thought I needed such giant pans of eyeshadow though. Like, that's like 50 years of dark brown eyeshadow for me. I'm never going to finish these. But here's what that palette looks like. I'm really happy with the quality on all of this. Actually, I'm really happy with the quality on everything I got from the Balm. I don't think I've ever tried anything from the Balm that I haven't liked. And I've actually tried quite a range of their products over the years. But I'm really happy with the 3 things I got in this order. I like all 3 of them quite a bit. Even if I did kind of overload myself on face products in this past month. Let's move to some skincare. I made 2 orders, I think, that contained skincare. The first was through Ulta, and I bought the Good Molecules Niacinamide Serum, as well as the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid Serum. Again, I think that both of these will work out pretty well for me. I know that hyaluronic acid is meant to be super hydrating, and then I believe niacinamide is to help with skin texture. Had to check that on the box, but yep, it is to help with skin texture. I haven't opened either of these yet because I have 2 serums open that I am working on, and I want to finish at least one of them before I crack one of these open. The other skincare order that I made was through FabFitFun. So the first item that I got was from Avane. Actually, both of the items were from Avane. I should really check how to say that name. One moment. I think I was saying it right. So that was a wasted 2 minutes. I got the Avane Solar UV Mineral Multi-Defense Sunscreen Fluid. I have not tried this yet, but this was a FabFitFun Edits sale. And I know that I will go through my sunscreen for my face probably quicker than I want to. I want to say this was like $7 or $8, and it's usually like $25. So I decided to go for it. I really have nothing to say about it. The other product that I got is also from Avane, and I actually bought 3 of these. This is the Eau Thermal Spring Water. Well, I guess that would be the same thing. It's the Thermal Spring Water from Avane, and this is a facial mist. It is a really fine mist. It is a continuous spray. I cannot think for the life of me what this type of spray is called. Aerosol. It's like an aerosol bottle. So this was also quite inexpensive. It was cheaper for me to buy 2 more of these, or it was the same cost to me to buy 2 more of these as it was to pay for shipping. So that's why I purchased 3. I was also pretty sure that I was going to like this. I'm not that picky when it comes to setting sprays, or facial mists, I guess would be more correct, because I intend to use this on my face before skincare. It's not a product that I'm super picky about, and additionally, I think I heard, was it Coffee Break with Danny who used to love this, like years ago. This is an old product. It's one that's been around for ages and ages, and it had a cult following, if I recall correctly, in the pretty early days of YouTube, so I wanted to give it a go. And I mean, I've only used it twice, both times really just to test it out, and so far it's working pretty well for me. So we'll see if that continues. One more thing that I bought through FabFitFun, this is from Luxie, and it is a second of their Iconic Eye set, which is the 5-piece eye brush set from their Rose Gold collection. I own one of these. I actually also bought that one through FabFitFun maybe back in November or December, and I use it all the time. It's a rare day when I don't use one of these eye brushes. These are beautiful quality. They feel expensive, and they usually are pretty expensive. But this set was, I think, $7 or $8. I was going to try to get them out, but that's going to take too long and make too much noise. So here's what they look like. I have these. I've used these on my channel many, many times. They've held up well through multiple washings. And really, I would have paid like $6 or $7 probably just for another one of this pencil brush, because I love that brush and I use it all the time. But I got the full set for roughly that amount of money. So I was keeping these nicely boxed up to show. I'm excited to crack into them. I say I was keeping them boxed up to show, but it's really only been like 2 days. So hasn't been that great of a sacrifice for y'all. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also did some serious shopping at Bath & Body Works, which I've actually done a separate haul video for that already. I think it was posted probably last week. So I will have that linked up in the cards if you are interested. But know that I went a little crazy there, and the reason this haul video isn't like an hour long is because I already made a 20-minute long haul video just for those products. Actually transition to two things that I got for review from Buzz Agents. First, we have this little It Cosmetics brushes for Ulta. This is their smudger brush. This is called their Airbrush Eye Smudger, brush number 147. Clearly, I was using it for blue eyeshadow a couple of days ago. It's a fine brush. I don't think it's above and beyond what you would get from like the black elf line or anything like that, but you know, it's good. I've washed it twice, I think. I've had this almost the entire month. It's held up pretty well. I mean, I feel like the difference between really nice brushes and just decent brushes is how they hold up over a really long period of time, and I can't tell you that after 1 month. So if this is still around, still kicking, and still looking great in 5 years, then we'll know if it was a great brush, but then it probably won't be available anymore, so c'est la vie. Okay, I need to keep moving. I also have a perfume sample somewhere. Yes, I also got a perfume sample from Buzz Agent. This is Very Good Girl Glam from Carolina Herrera. I have worn this, I think, once, and I don't even remember what it smelled like. It's pleasant, kind of a cherry scent over, I don't know what the sort of the base would be. Maybe something a little bit spicy. I would never purchase this because I think the Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl shoe perfumes are really ugly, but it does smell nice. If I was purchasing solely for the perfume, it's something I would consider buying, but I know full well that like a third of the price is the bottle, and I really don't like the bottle on these, so I would never buy it, but I will enjoy my little sample while it lasts. Let's keep talking about fragrance. From Sephora, I got a little sample of a replica perfume. This is Autumn Vibes. I've not messed with this yet because I'm saving it for autumn, but I did receive that. I purchased actually quite a few roller balls, which we'll talk about in a second, but the big one that I bought is from Pacifica. This is Island Vanilla. This is a lovely, lovely vanilla scent. It's already owned this scent in the body mist. I've used up a small body mist in this scent. Now I own one of the big body mists in the same scent. It's what I wear most evenings before I go to bed. It's a very warm, gentle, calm me down, it's time to sleep kind of scent. I use it the same way that a lot of people might use a lavender mist. I just hate the smell of lavender, so I use vanilla instead, and I really like it. So I thought it would be convenient to have it in another form that I could take with me and to more easily layer it with some other scents, have it in a bit of a more long-lasting format. Okay, I was struggling to put that down. Gravity was not on my side. And then at Sephora, I purchased a set of mini Nest perfumes. So let me get all of those out. There are 7 of them. This is a pretty new set that they've released with just a bunch of little roller balls. It was $40, which I think is kind of expensive, but again, this was the trip where I'd turned in quite a few reward points for gift cards, so I wasn't too put off by the price tag. So the scents that are in there are Wild Poppy. I've had these for about a week. I think I've tried like one of them because I'm really trying to get a perfume done in my project pan, but I tend to really like poppy scents. I think that one's likely to work out for me. Golden Nectar, which is their new one. I'm excited to try that. Wisteria Blue, which I feel like I've tried before. I know I've tried at least one Nest sample before. I think it was Wisteria Blue, and I remember really liking it. So hopefully whatever scent I tried is in the set. The other 4 are Sun-Kissed Hibiscus, which I think I'm going to love. Hibiscus is another scent that I tend to like. Black Tulip. Citrine, which is the only one I've tried, and I did indeed like it. So, you know, we're at least 1 for 7 on liking these scents. And then finally, we have a little thing of indigo. These are quite small. These are 3 mils. I suspect that you will see all of those, or at least many of them, in future empties videos, so I can give you more of my thoughts then, or, you know, if you want to see some kind of updated perfume video no one asked for, except someone asked for it edition, you know, you can request that. Okay. One more thing that I'm going to consider fragrance. This is from Sol de Janeiro, and it is their Beija Flor Elasticream. This is so good. I've used up like 2/3 of it, and that makes me sad because then it's going to be gone. But this is so good. The packaging is pretty. The scent is gorgeous. Like, I know this isn't actually a helpful scent description, but this is what I imagine the Lotus Eaters in the Odyssey. This is what I imagine the lotuses must have smelled like if they just stayed there forever eating those stupid flowers. Because I would stay there forever and eat the flowers if they smelled like this. I couldn't even judge them at that point for it. I would be right there doing the exact same thing. Finally, we've reached the point where we just have makeup left. So let's start with some things you've probably already seen on my channel if you come here often. And this is a set from Too Faced. This is I think it was the You're So Hot set. It's their hot cocoa themed bronzer and lip gloss collection from last holiday season. I have not cracked open the lip gloss yet. This is one of their lip injection glosses in the shade Christmas Cocoa. And it's just such a deep color that I imagine this is something that I'll want to wear more in fall and winter. So rather than open it and have it be competing with my other glosses for my attention, I think I'm just going to leave it sealed and have something new and fun to play with when fall rolls around. The Hot Cocoa bronzer, though, I have been actually using, which was surprising to me. I put this in my Deck of Panning Project pan because I'd owned it for like 2 weeks and I hadn't even swatched it because the little face in it is just too cute. But now I've used it 3 or 4 times. This is a really pretty blush on me. It's soft, it's light, it has some sheen to it. It can also work as a bronzer, just to be clear, it does fine for that as well, but I really have liked it over my cream blush the last few days, and I'm so glad that I actually enjoy this for reasons that aren't the packaging and the embossing. It also smells delightful. It really makes me interested and excited to open up the Hot Cocoa gloss because this powder smells so much like hot cocoa mix. It's lovely. And again, it's just so cute. And this also came with a cosmetics bag, which I don't know where that went. And then in the same order from Nordstrom Rack, I got this little quad of mini Opi Polishes. I had never tried Opi before, so I was pretty excited to give them a go. And the only one of this quad that I've tried thus far is Lincoln Park After Dark. It's what I'm wearing today. I've topped it with a sort of a pink purple shimmer. This is one of those shades that in the bottle looks almost black. On my nails, it still looks very, very dark. I don't think that I would ever confuse it for black, but it's one of those colors that I think you could pull to like an oxblood shade or a very deep brown or a very deep purple, depending on what toppers you mixed it with, what your skin tone is, etc. It's really pretty. I was not blown away by the formula on this, and I don't know if that's just because it's a really deep shade and you're dealing with a mini bottle, therefore a pretty small brush, or if that's going to be my experience with all of them. I thought these might say the name on them, but they do not. So we have a True Red. I always think of this color as like a Marilyn Monroe red, but I think the name that they give this shade is Big Apple Red. And then I don't remember what the other 2 shades were called at all. But we have a little bit of a deeper, not vampy, but comparatively slightly vampier red with a hint of berry to it. And then we have a mauve-y nude shade. I think all 4 of these shades are going to work out quite well for me. I'm glad to be able to try Opi, which is a brand that I've been aware of for ages and ages, but for some reason never tried. And I think that it's nice to be able to try minis rather than full-size bottles because goodness knows I have too much nail polish and I'm not going to go through any bottles anytime soon. The birthday gift at Sephora this year is from Laura Mercier, at least the makeup one is. It looks like they've actually updated what their birthday options are since I placed my order. And I don't remember what the new one is, but it was something that I thought I might have picked, so that was kind of a bummer. But anyway, this comes with a deluxe sample of their translucent powder, which I have not opened. I'm trying to finish off at least one other powder before I crack open a new one. And the Caviar Stick in the shade Strapless. This is beautiful. I've worn this several times. It's just a shimmery brown. This is the kind of shade that you can pull cooler or warmer depending on what you pair it with. And I've been loving the last week or so pairing it with the next product we'll talk about, which I bought from Ulta. This is the Lorac Mini Pro Palette in Mystic Oak. It is tiny. I mean, there's the palm of my hand. It is, let's see, what's another comparison? I mean, here's a playing card. And here's a playing card, just a standard. It's a tiny little thing, but it is beautiful. I'd been looking at the Lorac Pro Palette Noir, and I just decided to go with this one because I didn't want to bring in 18 new eyeshadows to my collection. I thought that 6 was a little bit more manageable, and I felt like this hit a lot of the same notes that the Pro Palette does. Just, it's stunning. I mean, look at the sheen on these shades. There is a variety of finishes among the 4 shimmer shades. There are some that work more as toppers, some that work more as standard shimmers, but they're all gorgeous. I'm so pleased with this palette. I mean, look at that. And then the 2 mattes are very workable. They're soft. They're pigmented enough that you can build them up to whatever intensity you want, but they are also soft enough that I can use this black in my outer corner and not have it be super stark or be super out of control. It doesn't feel crazy intense. I could build it up to a crazy intense level though on my lash line, and I love this thing. Next time Lorac is like 50% off, 30% off on Ulta, I think I'm gonna have to take a look at their other Mini Pro palettes. These are really convenient, and if the quality is anything like this one, I think I would be really happy with them. That's it for eyeshadow. Now we go into lip products, and I knew that I was very into the tinted lip balms, but I didn't realize just how into tinted lip balms I was and how willing I was to splash out on tinted lip balms until this month. So let's start with a very fancy tinted lip balm that I just got in the mail a couple days ago. I haven't opened it up yet because I wanted to show y'all the packaging. This is from Pat McGrath, and this was on clearance on her website. But I just thought that these looked stunning. It opens up like that. I feel like I shouldn't keep the box, but at the same time I want to keep the box. I have no idea what I would use it for, but I feel like I could find a purpose for it. I feel like I should find a purpose for it because I really don't want to recycle it. Look at that. Anyway, this is one of the this is the shade Ultra Vixen in the Lip Fetish Sheer Color Balm line. These are heavy. The packaging, I'm not a huge fan of the lips, but I love this white with gold. That feels very luxe. Ooh, and that color, look at that. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, and it has just a perfectly manageable amount of color. No real scent to it. Oh man. I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be really nice, I think. And if I didn't say it earlier, this is the shade Ultra Vixen. These are on clearance for 50% off on her website right now. And I've heard mixed things about the Pat McGrath shipping / customer service experience, but I've ordered from her, I think this is my 3rd time, and I've always been really happy with the experience. And they don't charge shipping, so even if shipping is slow, I don't care. You guys sent a $14 package to me for free, so I'm good with all of that. Okay, and here we get to the real mess. So I bought a Sephora Favorites Kit. I don't remember what this kit was called, but it's the one that has just tinted lip balms, basically. And I also bought a separate tinted lip balm. So let me figure out which one of these did not come from this kit, and we'll talk through the elements of the kit. All right, here we have the little Sephora kit. This came with 5 lip products. First, we have a mini of the Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy Lip Treatment. I really like this. I've used, I would say, about a third of it in the couple of weeks that I've owned it. It smells nice. It performs beautifully. It really does soften up my lips. I just, I wish that this wasn't so tiny and therefore kind of fragile, but what are you going to do? I don't really want to pay fresh prices for a full-size one, so this is what I'm going to be dealing with. It is really nice, though. And I actually have a second lip injection. This one I also have not opened. This is from Too Faced, and I'm a little bit afraid of how much this might burn. This is just a mini. This is a 0.05 ounce size, 1.5 grams, but yeah, I don't know. My lips are still feeling pretty sensitive. I'm hoping that they will get better and then I can get this to go without fear, but let's admit it, there's still going to be some fear because I've heard that this is painful. I don't want my lip products to hurt me. I don't know why that seems to be an unpopular opinion. Other 3 products in here I also have not tried yet, so we're gonna go over those pretty quickly. We have the Lawless Forget the Filler Mini Lip Gloss, a full size of the Rose Ink lip color in Beams. I keep seeing ads for this brand, but I haven't tried anything from them, so it's just a lip crayon. I feel like they're starting to have a resurgence. I remember when I first got into beauty YouTube years ago, it was Neutrogena, and I think most of the other drugstore brands as well all had these lip crayons that everyone was crazy for. Then it seems like they kind of petered off over a few years, and now I'm seeing them again. And then the final item, and the reason I purchased this kit, is from NARS, and that's not the one that I thought I'd grabbed. Did I buy the same color twice? Oh, shoot. Shoot. In any case, I do like this color a lot, which is a good thing because I now have 2 of them. Yeah, both of these are Dolce Vita. I'm so dumb. I really thought that one of these was an orgasm. Because I specifically went to Sephora and bought Dolce Vita because I thought I had orgasm at home. Although they didn't have orgasm in store anyway, so. Anyway, let's at least show you what it is. I clearly don't need to worry about wasting a little bit of product. I have worn this once so far, maybe twice. These are quite sheer. They're a really nice formula. Love it. Very happy with it. Kind of stuck on the fact that I bought the same shade twice, though. It's all right. It's all good. The lip set was an excellent value, and I had a gift card that covered the other parts. Okay. I'm mostly calmed down now, so let's move on to the last 3 items, which are, again, all basically tinted lip balms. So first we have one of the Revlon Glass Shine lipsticks. I have mine in Dewy Peach. This is my 3rd from this line. I think they're discontinuing this line, and I don't know why, because it's beautiful. That one for some reason came off really pigmented in a swatch. I don't feel like it looks that bold on my lips, but maybe it's just a warm day and I got a little bit more off. Really like the formula on these. They're easy to wear. I think that with the extremely dark shades, like I have the deepest shade, which is Black Cherry. They can gather a little bit in dry cracks in the lips, and that particular shade kind of looks like blood when it gathers, but I have two lighter shades and they're both stunning and not even super light shades. I mean, this is pretty light, but I also have Rum Raisin, which is more of a reddish brownish nude shade. It's deeper than my lips and that performs beautifully as well. But yeah, if you see those Revlon Glass Shine lipsticks and you've been interested in them, I would suggest picking those up sooner rather than later, because I really do think that they are discontinuing them. I noticed that Ulta had all of the shades they had left on clearance, and I think Target had several of their shades on clearance as well, which is a bummer. And then the last two lip products I again purchased from Ulta, and these are from Colourpop. They're glowing lips, and I'm not sure what's up with these because these are a new formula, but yet Ulta had like half the shades for half off, and they don't seem to be restocking. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I purchased two shades. I have tried Get Right, which is the red, and you know, it's a pretty sheer red. These do almost stain a little bit, which I thought was weird for such a sheer glossy product. Let's swatch it compared to, what is this shade? What's this? Oh, that's the Pat McGrath. Yeah, so they're not identical. Pat McGrath has a little more berry, Colourpop's a little more red and a little deeper, but did I need both? Probably not. Certainly not, but we're here. The other one that I purchased is Museum Date, and this is Untouched. This is more of a warm brown. So yeah, I have way too many tinted lip balms now. I have no reason to be buying any more lip products for quite a while. I'm trying to think. I know that I have a couple of orders still on their way to me, but I don't think any of them have any lip products. They'd better not. I think I'm going to put into place some kind of lip product low buy or, you know, project use up, but I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. I need to do some thinking. But for the month of May, I just need to not purchase any lip products. Need to work some out of my collection. I have some minis that are close, and that'll buy me some time to think about how I want to approach my lip product hoard in the future. Overall, I feel like this video is probably on the longer side for my hauls, but I don't think there's actually any more in it than there usually is. I think I just talked a little bit more, and I'm glad for that. I don't want to be buying so much stuff that I'm feeling overwhelmed, and this is really about the upper limit of how much I can bring in without completely overwhelming myself. So next month, my goal is going to be to keep a very small haul. I really don't think that there should be too much in that haul that I have not already purchased, because I still have so much new stuff to try, and I don't need to just, again, overwhelm myself with a constant flood of new things. I want to know what I have and really understand the products that I have rather than constantly be trying new all the time. So, with that said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I mean, if you enjoy giant hauls, maybe don't subscribe, because hopefully I won't be doing those in the future, but if my track record is anything to go off of, There will probably be a few here and there. Thanks again for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I hope that I will see you all in my next one. Bye!